What would an episode of NBA be like without my good friend Peter Wells? Well, this is exactly what it's going to be like on episode 12 of UK NBA, because I'm Ryan Hillback on my own, but
I'll tell you what it would be like. It would be the worst episode of UK NBA ever.
No, I think it'd be pretty good.
It would be terrible. I think it would lack everything, really.
What would it lack? Would it lack the knowledge?
Exactly, the great
To be fair, we wouldn't even have a show to begin with because you set it all up.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, let's get cracking on. I'm Ryan Hillback.
And I'm Peter Wells.
This is episode 12 of UK NBA, and so let's kick on. But first, there's no question time today.
No, really.
That'll return next week. Look, it was transfer deadline day in the football the other day. I've been really busy.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to do it.
You know. Now we've had the disappointment. Atlanta Hawks' winning streak ended.
Yeah, just about when you wrote that article.
Just as I write the article about their winning streak and talking about when the winning streak will end, if it does end.
The Pelicans beat them and completely disrupted. Well, we're going to have a feature, weren't we?
Mind I say, we was going to have a feature, but mind I say, I did predict the Pelicans to beat them.
You did predict the Pelicans, and I thought you were barking mad.
Yep.
But anyway, let's crack on with the news, and we will start with Kobe Bryant, the LA Lakers player. He's out for the season, but the good news is he's had successful surgery on his torn rotator cuff, expected to be out for around 9 months. So whilst it is a blow for the Lakers, they're not competing in terms of the playoffs this year. Nothing really to play for. So didn't seem any point in delaying surgery. No. Now that surgery's been done, it's been successful. It'll miss part of next season as well.
Yeah, it'll miss like the start of so it won't be complete. By the time it comes around to the season starting, it won't be completely fit. It won't have had the full training camp basically.
No, that's it'll probably. I would say it'll probably be after Christmas this year.
Yeah,
at the start of 2016, before he's back into what we know that Kobe Bryant can do. Yeah. And another big piece of injury news is Kemba Walker for the Charlotte Hornets. He's had surgery on his torn meniscus in his left knee. He'll miss at least 6 weeks. Now, if anybody went to the Charlotte Hornets game last week, or was it the week before, you could actually receive a free Kemba Walker toy.
Wow,
how cool is that?
That is impressive.
One of those bobbleheads, brilliant.
Replaced the real Kemba. He was out, unfortunately.
It might be quite good. Mm-hmm. Okay then, the Cavaliers been on quite a winning streak at the minute. I think it's about 8, isn't it now?
Think so, yeah.
It's getting on to about 8 or 9. Playing again tonight. Defeated the Blazers quite comfortably. And what else did we do yesterday? We played the Timberwolves.
That was on Saturday, yeah.
That was on Saturday, and won that game. Yeah. So on quite a good run of form at the moment, and I would like to personally apologise to David Blatt for my comments about getting him sacked. But do you know what? I reckon that if he watched the video, that might have been the one.
Him on.
Yeah, it spurred him on, didn't it, really? So it was more of a motivational talk more than anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, back to the news. It's Kyrie Irving scored an NBA season high, 55 points last week in a win over the Blazers. The amount of 3-pointers in that game was ridiculous.
Terrific performance by him. They down the stretch as well, just took over.
Yeah, just behind the 3-point line on the corners as well. I was really dominating that area of the court. And we were having a conversation before we went on air about Kevin Love. You were saying not the greatest player ever.
I don't think we're going to be talking about
that. We're going to be going about that in more detail, just to whet your appetite for that, about whether we made a mistake in signing him. And another piece of injury news is that Thabo Sefolosha for the Atlanta Hawks. So the news keeps getting worse for the Atlanta Hawks. Lost their unbeaten record, and now they've lost Sefolosha for 6 to 8 weeks with a calf strain.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to replace him because a great defender off the bench. They tried to tactically tweak by putting Bazemore on instead of Carroll at the weekend on Monday. Sorry,
was that in the Pelicans?
That was in the Pelicans.
So do you reckon that contributed to
I think so, because Carroll's been doing so well in the starting lineup, averaging over 10 points a game. And also, you've got to look at the fact that it disrupts that rhythm. But I think the whole reason was because of this Sefolosha injury. They were trying to replace that defensive presence off the bench.
Trying to compensate for an injury and it didn't really. It was like putting a sticking plaster over a wound, wasn't it? Really, and it fell apart.
Didn't work for them at all.
So Rajon Rondo obviously traded into the Mavs from the Celtics quite a while back, but further assessment needs to be done on his orbital and nasal bone fractures, and he will not travel to Golden State to face the Warriors, and he won't travel to Sacramento to face the Kings either.
No, suffered quite a nasty blow. I haven't seen it myself. I know he went up early in the game last week, but took a blow to the face. Obviously, bad injuries to both the nose and the eye socket. So we can only wish Rondo will get back to full fitness soon. She'll be wearing a mask for a while, as most players do when they have those injuries.
It's a very suffocating device to wear, piece of apparatus. I mean, we've had conversations about that in UK NBA before. And it's must be quite a suffocating thing. More injury news. We always seem to be the bearers of bad news on this show. It's Dwight Howard for the Houston Rockets. He's likely to be out for several weeks with a recurring knee problem.
Yeah, and he's not the first centre big man that's had knee injuries. It's quite a common occurrence with centres, obviously over 7 foot and above. It's quite common to have these kind of knee injuries, and obviously Dwight Howard suffered them throughout his career.
He's always had those niggling sort of injuries.
So we can only hope. He's been suffering from a lot of it this week, so maybe just a couple of weeks to rest before maybe for a run at the playoffs.
I've read that he's thinking of retirement because of the constant knee problems and the pain.
Quite bad.
He's been in NBA for quite some time now.
Yeah, it's one of those careers you haven't really realised he's been in there quite long, because you imagine you took the Magic to the finals. You got to realise how good this player is.
Yeah, we were having that conversation yesterday when we were watching the Magic, who they were playing.
Yeah, it was against the
The Bucks. Yeah, we were watching the Bucks game the other day, and you were saying that Dwight Howard played for the Magic. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think he'd been in that long.
Yeah, he's been quite a while, and I think you are really starting to see he's struggling at the moment, not really playing at his best, and you can see that the knee injuries are affecting him.
Yeah, they are becoming
a problem.
Moment,
James Harden who's for me is the MVP this year so far, has been leading that team perfectly.
He has. And a bit of positive injury news. Well, it's not injury news. Well, it is, but he's somebody who's returned from injury. Is Ricky Rubio of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He returned on Monday after spending 43 games on the sidelines with an ankle injury.
Yeah, that's never nice to see a player miss so much time.
That's a lot of time, isn't it?
And what a fantastic player. Hopefully he can help out with the Timberwolves' struggles.
Yeah, because they're quite near the bottom, or they are bottom now, are they?
Yeah, they are the lowest team in the league completely, below the Knicks.
Which is, we don't like the Knicks, do we, on this show?
It's a strange thing, isn't it? Because we're always having to go to the Knicks, we've had to go to Philadelphia.
But we've never really drilled the
Timberwolves. I think it's just...
I'm sure there's going to be a lynch mob that are after us from somewhere.
I think with the Timberwolves, they've got the excuse of they're a young team. They've just lost Kevin Love. They've got Andrew Wiggins, who for me is one of the best young players in the league right now. And I think... They've just seem to have the players.
Yeah, they've got more going for them, haven't they? You can see that, and they've got quite a few draft picks as well coming up. Yes. So with the Timberwolves, you can actually see some light at the end of the tunnel. Whereas for the Knicks and the Sixers, it's more of a doom and gloom situation. This is going to be like this for a long haul. But with Timberwolves, they're a team for the future, aren't they? Really?
I feel if they sort that defensive end up, which is absolutely dreadful, then they will be better. But you can't be giving up over 110 points a game. If you're
going to have any success. Returning, unfortunately, to yet more injury news concerning Pete's team, the Miami Heat, and Dwyane Wade will be out for 2 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, it's a blow, because watching the game last night against the Pistons, and Chris Bosh went and scored 21 points in the third quarter on 9-9 shooting. And you could tell at the moment it is basically a case of Chris Bosh. He's having to take over in the scoring situation.
He's having to be the linchpin of the side, really, in Wade's absence. Yeah. Wade's almost like the captain of the team, if you know, like LeBron is for the Cavs.
Yeah, and it's quite a hard blow, but Hassan Whiteside has been absolutely sensational.
Yes,
right now.
He did really well in last week's game. And,
the talk of the NBA, isn't he, right now?
And the last piece of injury news on part one of UK NBA is that of Robin Lopez for the Blazers, who returned from injury. Returned from a hand injury last night, which is always nice to end on a bit of positive news.
Yeah, and that's 2 players now with bandage of hands in the Blazers team, with Lopez and LaMarcus Aldridge. But that's a huge plus for them, getting their main centre back. And there you got Chris Kaman, who can go back to his bench role, where he's so effective. So I'm looking forward to see what the Blazers can do for the rest